What's poppin', everybody? That's kind of annoying, isn't it? We'll turn that off and I'll let you slowly watch it turn down. Okay. So I've had a very interesting past few weeks. Is it a week? I'd say probably about a week and a half. So this video is going to be culminating that entire week and a half, and I've been able to slow down a little bit. My brain has been able to kind of reintegrate itself into where it's supposed to be, and now I can talk and much more complex manners get out what I'm trying to say in a manner that doesn't be going really fast. Even though my brain can do that, and that kind of moves with momentum, what I'd like to share is the eating really healthy mixed with less sleep. And I'm still trying this, and I want to kind of give you the results so far. Okay? So I've only eaten pretty much like only vegetables, fruits, and eggs in the morning. I still eat a little bit of protein, and I did some almonds, but nah. So I've also had I only had once during that week and a half an egg sandwich with ham and mustard and something else. So I had like one cheat day, if you want to call it that, where I still ate extremely healthy, but it had bread on it. So I don't really eat bread either. Not only did I have crazy more energy, crazy more focus. What I mean by that is that normally where let's say I guess the word I want to use is refractory period, or your cycle period of how long you can focus on something, or have the frontal cortex, in my opinion, have discipline to focus on something. That's also been, in my opinion, upgraded or improved, kind of like a muscle. It allows for you to, normally, let's say your cycle is, let's say you get up at 8, and then you're only allowed to, you only can focus until like lunchtime, and you're like, oh, let's grab the coffee. Or maybe in the morning you go, oh, I need my coffee now, and then you go through the day, and then you're like, I need a coffee again, and then you go through the day, and you're like, I need a coffee again, right? There's that habit that forms a thought pattern of initiating your body to focus. So with that, in my opinion, eating these really light fruits, eating these really light energies, I mean, vegan, if you will, I tried that a couple times, not really entirely sure, but I talked to that in one of my other videos, so I'm not going to really go off that. But here's what here's what's up. So when I did this, I had 4 days. So I had an interesting encounter, and with what was it? Oh, who was it? With these new people, and I was able to do these interesting healing techniques and talk to them and figure out that like there's other people out there that are also like similar age to me, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, kind of that area, where they're actually like pretty far ahead, and ahead meaning everyone's at their own stage, but it's finding people that are in your niche or in your selective category of life, and being able to communicate and talk to them in a way that's very beneficial, because now you have somebody that's like in your circle, if you will, that allows you to move forward. And I believe that really does help, because it started there, okay? And then the next day I went to work, or excuse me, I had school. All right, I'm getting bored already. I gotta bleep that out now. Let's just say this. I had a large period where I would do school, and then I'd go to work, and I'd stay to work until 1 or 2 a.m., and then I'd sleep for about 2 hours to 3 hours, 2 hours to 3:30. I think it was 3:30 was when I normally woke up, and then like 12 to 3:30. It would vary similar like that. And then I would literally get up, and then I'd do it again and again and again and again and again, and this over a period of like 4 to 5 days. Now, it's not a full week. However, where I was at mentally and feeling-wise was different. And what I want to share is, while I was working, while I was doing that stuff being complete, like different construction, I was doing hands-on for massage, learning a bunch of new things, learning that my body literally already knows how to do massage, and if I just let go, it'll just do it all for me. But it's also good to know the techniques. I want to mention that. Do it right the first time. Get the fundamentals, get all that stuff. But I guess my body found different ways of doing it. Anyway, because of that, what I found is, when I am actually not present, when I'm pulled back, right? When I'm pulled inside, or I'm pulled above, and some people know what I mean. I found that for me anyway, if I was trying to escape from and I used drugs or cigarettes or whatever else, you like the drinking, whatever you want to use to kind let go of that emotional a ball of anxiety that's inside of you that kind of keeps turmoiling with your body, which then makes you want to be pulled out of it. And then the reintegration of pulling it back in is an interesting experience, to say the least. I find that getting a lot less sleep, and shout out to one of my friends. They actually showed me this, where we went outside and we dicked around at, like, I don't know, it was like super in like nighttime, which was kind of cool, because I never, there's a bit of randomness, a bit of chaos to that I need, because even though I'm like very structured in a certain way, I also can just like let go and, like, flow with everything, which is like really dope. So because of that, it showed me that I don't have to get as much sleep, because again, this whole thing is on sleep. This is on the fact that maybe I don't need as much sleep as I thought I needed, and I'm going to obviously find out, later down the line, if that's actually true or not. So if you want to try it yourself, go for it, but take this with a grain of salt. I'm still testing this, but I'm like, I'm noticing that it physically makes me feel my body immensely. Like, for me, my back right here, and then all the way down to about, you probably can't see it, but like right there. I could not feel it. My awareness of it was not there. It was literally like my presence, or my awareness of the outside is like only on the front, right? And then finally it started to like pull itself back. It started to get more in tune with the entire feeling of the body, which is completely crazy to me, because I didn't have any feeling of my entire body, although that was another video. So what I'm trying to get at here is I think there's a good mix. It's all about balance, in my opinion. That gray area, you got black and white, and then you got the gray in the middle, where I eat crap foods, but it's not really like me chowing down at McDonald's. It's still like healthy-ish, but at the same time, I'm trying to only eat healthy foods and see what it does. And I noticed that, when I used to eat steaks, I used to eat, so many things. Cheese, milk, dairy, like pretty much just like dairy, lots of butter, steaks, chicken, pork, any type of protein you could possibly think of, bacon, and then I'd have like grease on top of it with mashed potatoes, and pile on the mucus and everything else. And my body actually somehow used to be able to completely take all of it and then put it away. But that was also off of a 9-to-5 cycle of the world that allowed me to wake up in the morning, feel good, and then eat breakfast, right? Which is technically just sugar. And then you'd move forward, eat lunch, because you started running out of energy, and then you go again, running out of energy, and then you go to bed, and then rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, right? Cycles. Where now I can mess with that cycle pattern a lot more. I can mess with the amount of sleep that I can get. I can change and really have a lot of malleability with how I use my time, use my day. So for instance, sorry about that, my friend called. For instance, what I mean by that is I had a 3-day period, and this is literally just recently, where I was at work and I got a call and I had to go somewhere. And then after that day, I got, let's say 5 hours of sleep, probably less than that. And then I woke up, and then I went to school. Actually, I did a bunch of stuff in the morning. Went to school. We got done at like 5:30. I went to work, stayed at work until 8 or 9 a.m. the next day. So it was 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day. And then after that, I went to school again, then did that again, and then I went to sleep, and I'm like running off of like 2 hours of sleep, and like I'm finally back in my body, present, and I feel completely fine, because I realized that my body was going faster than my brain was, and I believe that goes into meditation. So this is huge. So this will be the next segment, is one can speed up the body and slow down the mind, which is probably what meditation is. However, how do we do this consciously? How do we actually get it so that we don't have to sit there and go, okay, this is the body, you know what I mean? Or something along the lines of that. There's a bunch of different methods. Wim Hof method, you could do cold showers, you could do running with a certain pace of breath. I find that when you run, instead of like just letting your breath go, if you force it into a specific pattern and really dive into that, your body will like adapt to it. And that's really all it is like adapting, right? So how can we adapt our minds and our bodies to kind of be almost in sync? You know what I mean? Where they're together, where one's not going and the other one's behind, or vice versa, right? And that's really huge because, again, food is a big one. Sleep, I don't really know if that's a big one. I think it is, but I think it's the quality of sleep you get. And then you go to the next one, and then that's like really training your mind and your body and your focus, right? So again, always at the right place, at the right time, feeling the right things, doing the right things with the right amount of money. You have that affirmation, you believe it, you literally don't have to do anything. But you still get the freedom of choice. But technically you don't. Because do we even really have choice with that? I know I'm spiraling in different directions here, but I want you to see that it's all connected. It's all put together. Because when one, like, when I'm looking at my life and going, oh my God, like, oh, holy crap, oh my God, when I do that, it's, why is it that I only try to pick one thing and then work on it really hard, and the rest of them are lacking? That it doesn't make sense to me. So instead, what I did, like I talked in another video, you do a little bits of all of them all at once, and then go from there. I think that's like extremely important. So that's literally the gist of it, is looking at your patterns, looking at who you are, looking at what you want, looking at what you do. And I've said this already, but I'm trying to reiterate it because it's so important. And then slowly little tidbits and habits and changing it all. You know what I mean? Getting it so that it's what you want. And that's the hardest part, is getting out of that little box of thinking, right? Put it at the coop of the lot, something, lick with the box. Okay. Oh my, all right. So you get out the little box of thinking. Because I was there for a long time. And I'm still there. Because I'm still in a box. I'm still in a box. And and when I'm in that box, it gives comfort, right? It gives comfortability. It gives a certain feeling of security and rooted, if you want to call it rootedness, into your reality or your real like ality, which is like how you see the world. That's your point of view, right? It's literally your point, what you're pointing, like you're looking at, and then the view that you have, and then the emotional connection and textile way that you feel and conceptualize what's going on around you, right? And then your belief systems go into that and how it works. So that's like huge, like literally huge. So it's all a system that if you put together, then becomes you. And I like self-help, I guess, to a certain extent, but I also think that it does, like, oh, do a lot on the mind, but what if there's more than just the mind? There's more than just saying, I am awesome, yay. You know what I mean? I'm not dissing it, but I'm trying to get you to see that you need to have your own thought process on it, your own balance with it, your own view of why you're doing it. Not just doing it because somebody online said, this is going to make you less depressed. I mean, I hope that would help. You know what I mean? And I'm literally yelling at myself, disowning myself. I'm stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. But maybe I do know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's looking at it that way. And yes, I literally just said that. But I want you to understand why I'm trying to go that way. It's because maybe everything that I've set up to this point has been, try this, do this. But what if I have the opposite? Look it up, research it, see if that's actually something you want to do. I mean, it's the fruit part is actually very beneficial. So research that too, but maybe you want to try the fruit part, see if it works. You know what I mean? And I had a friend that actually did this, and something that I think is really cool too, since we're talking about fruit, is when you make it, like, put some creativity into it. I've never seen this before in my entire, like, I can't believe I haven't done it before, like, ever. Like, I mean, I did it with the eggs, when I'm making it, I'm like creatively trying different ways of doing it, and like cutting it and trying to fold it and like make like little pizza shapes out of my eggs. But I've never looked at my food and then went, wait a minute, let's like cut it in a certain way that's like really creative. Let's like put it, I mean, I've done it, but like I've never done it self-loving enough to actually like implement it into my own life, which, you know, since I'm so busy, maybe I don't really have the time yet, and maybe I need to make time for it. Is like, you know, cut it and make it so that the whole plate itself is like this nice arrangement. And again, the visual, right? The point of view is like, wow, this is beautiful. I can have like a lot of gratefulness for it because I put in the effort for it, right? It's kind of like when I go get my water, I go get it from a well and I have to pump it, and that thing is like heavy. And then when I do like 6 or 7 1-gallon containers, after like the 4th one, dude, I'm feeling it. Like I'm feeling the burn. But it gives me gratitude towards the fact that I have like water, and then I can like, it's me putting the work in. You know what I mean? So there's a certain level of gratitude that comes with it. So I hope this helps. This is literally spiraling on a bunch of different directions here on purpose, so that you kind of get an idea of why starting from one point and then kind of culminating the rest of it as it goes forward helps. So again, we talked about food, we talked about sleep, we talked about changing that a little bit, talked about a little bit of mindset, a little bit about your point of view, and then finally the gratitude that you would have for what you're doing, so that it reinitiates that emotional feeling, that emotional program. All right, guys, I hope that helped. I love you all. I got one more, and the next one's going to be stupid crazy, and it's not going to make any sense. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you in the next one.